2 days, 2 videos in a row. We're eating good over here in Gamer Heaven. This is a good sign that we're back on track. You cannot see me? That's okay. Quick disclaimer for my audience, the Stallions and Stallionettes. This controller, as well as the DualSense Edge Custom that I reviewed yesterday, were sent for review. This is going to be an honest, comprehensive review. I haven't been paid or told to say anything or not say anything about this controller, and the company does not get an early preview. The thoughts in this video are 100% my own, and if there's any cons, shortcomings, or areas of improvement, you're going to hear about it. So these companies make better products over time. We're on a website that we were just at yesterday. Well, depending on when the video actually gets uploaded, it was yesterday for me when I was talking about their DualSense Edge, which is obviously more expensive as it is based on Sony's first-party Pro controller. But if you want to start with a stock PS5 Dualsense controller and customizer, this new company, GG or Good Games, has got you covered. But is it the option that you should take when you have options like Scuff, Aim, Battle Beaver, Cinch, Mega Mods? Well, Mega Mods is out of business now. Hyper, Modded Zone, just to name a few that I've tested on the channel. Well, I did mention in my video yesterday that it is almost impossible for new controller companies to be profitable at inception and then also keep their doors open and compete with large companies like Scuff, who happens to be owned and operated by Corsair. And also individually owned companies such as Aim. They've been around for years, the last generation of consoles, the PS4 and Xbox 360. So they have a little bit of a track record that we can look at. They were a little bit sloppy here with refunds, but then they got their shit together, maybe new ownership. And one of the main perks or benefits that GG Customs has going for them is that they are the second controller company that I've personally witnessed put corneas on that offers a lifetime warranty, the other being Aim, although Aim's is limited to 45 days for stick drift, but many other parts and components are covered for that lifetime warranty. Now, lifetime does cover everything on the GG Customs. However, since this is a brand new company, I cannot speak on the legitimacy or there's no solid track record or history there that yes, they've been issuing refunds when requested, and the QC is there. These controllers are coming out with not stuck face buttons and broken right out of the box. Now, you do have a couple of options here, and I will say this website will get not only cosmetically more pretty, but also easier to navigate, maybe a little drop down up here for the different platforms, Xbox, PlayStation 4 and 5. They don't do Switch controllers. Now, I didn't mention this in my DualSense Edge review from this company because I didn't see this option, but I do want to touch on it here. Hyper offers a similar option, and there's one other company that does as well. Can't think of them right now, but it doesn't really matter because I do not recommend buying these kits, these stick drift repair kits. If you do want to take this route, which is probably the least favorable method of combating stick drift, you're better off installing that yourself by going to PCBWay.com and then soldering these on the board. But these are ass and a half, and just, in fact, I would actually recommend to GG Customs to just remove this option from their website. It's going to be more of a hassle for them to receive customer controllers, do this janky little PCB fix, and it's not good for anybody, to be honest with you. But actually building a controller is freakishly sloppy as of current. You come over here to build your own, in all caps, kind of grabs your attention. This is their builder currently. You start with one of these 4 base models as a platform to modify from there. And keep in mind, these are Canadian prices. So you've got the Gamer Platinum, the FPS Platinum, the FPS Gold, and then the DualSense, which we reviewed just yesterday. And that video is linked in the description below, and I do strongly advise, if you are a fan of the DualSense Edge, you check that video out, because this does offer a customized looking but not performing DualSense controller with a lifetime warranty. So I wish there was a little charter diagram showing you the difference between these models, but you got to click on each one and it'll tell you what the business is. Now, this one over here is a 2 rear button design, so it's going to get out of my face as quickly as I clicked on it. The Gamer Platinum. Wait, what? Oh, that was the Gamer Platinum. And now, see, that's confusing. These are both called the Platinum. This is the FPS. The other one's the Gamer. I do advise maybe a little rename convention of the models. Maybe just call it like the Bronze, Silver, Gold, and Platinum in that order. But this is a 4 remappable rear button bad boy. And this also includes the brand new, and these are new. I was just speaking with the owner in Discord, and they added this feature because there were comments in the section on the review from the DualSense Edge the other day with people saying, man, they need clicky face buttons. And I 100% agree. So did the owner. Here they are now. This comes with the full clicky bit package, which means the face buttons, the triggers, and bumpers, although it does not point out D-pad. I wouldn't really pay any attention to this millisecond of response time. Again, to the company, just delete this. It's talking about the buttons because they're mechanical. This just seems like search engine optimization, so people think it has to do with input lag or delay on the actual board. It's not. This is referring to how quick these switches actuate the buttons. This being lowercase here, then these all caps here. None of this really reads very good. Also, this black border only takes up the center of the screen. I'm not on an ultra wide or anything. This is just a 16:9 widescreen monitor. The website, it's gonna get better, I am sure. On a happier note, they do have a temporary promotion code BTS10, which will get you 10% off all orders currently. Now, if you come over here to the FPS Gold, you do have the rumbles removed. Keep in mind, there are no rumbles on a DualSense controller. They're actually called haptic feedback motors, which are pretty different than typical rumble force motors. Better, for lack of a better word. It says lightweight, great for long gaming sessions. The few grams that you save by removing the rumble force motors isn't going to make your wrist any less fatigued in a long gaming session. What it will do is save a little bit of battery life for you, although you can just disable the vibration in the settings of the PlayStation anyway. So the differences through my eyes, through reading, what it appears is that this is a 2 rear button, this is a 4 rear button, this is a 4 rear button with the rumbles removed. This should go in order of ascending price. So this one's more expensive, but it's in between these two. It should go from cheapest to more expensive or vice versa, not just all jumbled in there like that. So you are wildly limited in the customization on this builder, as you can see. And unfortunately, whenever you select any of these options, it doesn't turn the controller around if it's on the back of the controller. And also it doesn't actually change the parts in real time so you can see what the controller is going to look like, which virtually every other builder does. This is just a static picture. Again, this website's going to get better. Now, we're very limited as far as faceplate options, as you don't have a lot of graphics like what's shown in this picture. The majority of them are solid colors or a gradient. Trim piece color is going to be this little chin section down here. And one thing that I I guess, I had to think about it. Do I really like this? I guess I kind of do, is the fact that it's just one price for each model, and then none of these options do anything. This isn't changing the price. So when you look at this massive price tag, you have to keep in mind that that's with every option slathered on. So that's different than any other builder. But out of these 3 models, I would go for the FPS Platinum, as that is a 4-rear button that has the rumble force motors. They're actually haptics. It's still installed. So we'll go Gold Dragon. Again, can't see what that looks like. You have to come over here and, you know, click the pick like that. Also, I'm not going to go snitch to Rockstar Games, and I hope that none of y'all do, but I'm sure that the licensing for this plate doesn't even exist, considering Grand Theft Auto 6 ain't even out yet. We just got that trailer. But anyway, I'm just going to slather on some options because they really don't matter. It doesn't change the price, and it's not changing the picture of what it actually looks like. So we'll just bam. Special requests drop down if you want to say something to the team. This little blurb or box is pretty much the only saving grace for this company, or the only reason I would recommend purchasing a controller from them in their current state, which is at the beginning, their inception, they're new. And that is the fact that they do offer a lifetime warranty that is even more inclusive than AIM, because it does cover stick drift, but that does not include any damages caused by you raging or dropping the controller into the toilet, or of course modifying your controller, which you should never need to do because it's already customized. Now, during the warranty process, making a claim, you will need to pay shipping to and fro, which every other custom controller company does. I don't like that, but they all do it. And then as far as a lead or wait time, so this should be out of their possession in 3 to 12 days. Then it's the responsibility of the logistics. Then you got, 10 to 16 days total. So that's shipping, getting to your doorstep. So long, but not as long as some of these other custom controller companies. Honestly, if you want a pro controller in hand immediately, your best bet is probably to take your happy ass down to Best Buy, Walmart, and get yourself a Microsoft Elite 2 or DualSense Edge stalker, as they are the first party offerings and they're sold in brick and mortar stores. Are they the best pro controllers for Xbox and PlayStation? No. Are they the most accessible? Yeah, for sure, because they're first party. Real quick, I keep seeing this winking me out of the, out of my peripherals, winking me in the face, and I really want to take a look at it. We got Liberace's controller. This puppy's decked out in rhinestones, bedazzled, looks like those Affliction jeans from the early 2000s. Just super uncomfortable to hold. It looks silly as well. Also, what the shit? What is it? Real diamonds? If you need to get a hold of this company, they do have a couple of emails down here as well as a phone number. And if they're not responding to those, they do have a slew of socials as well. You could probably poke them in that. Now on their website, it did mention clicky bumpers, triggers, and face buttons, but nothing about the D-pad. But this does indeed have that mechanical D-pad. Now it is not AIM's one, which is virtually silent. This is more of the ExtremeRate clicky kit, which I believe is $15 on Amazon. These are pretty good. They don't have a lot of side-to-side player wiggle, not freakishly loud, good actuation force, a little bit on the strong side, so you gotta use a little strength to hit them. Cosmetically, I do not like these face buttons. They do not have any lettering or symbols. I think they look really tacky. I've covered that in the past, but the problem is going to be with the clicky bumpers and triggers for me. There's a lot of side-to-side player wiggle with the mechanical bumpers, and when you wiggle it back and forth, you get a little audible sound out of it, which I don't get from a lot of my other customs. And there's also a little bit of side-to-side player wiggle on the triggers. And something about the top suite just isn't very sweet. You know, when you've clicked this many clicky bits, is the actuation force? Is it the sound that's offending me? Something about them isn't like the best clicky button kit that I've fucked with. God, that was articulate.
As for the packaging included accessories, your controller is going to be in this little generic carrying case. You can buy these on Amazon, but it is nice to have a carrying case to hold all of your loose accessories and also protect your controller from dust and debris. And these are just held in with friction. You just snap them on. They're not metal on metal magnetized like the Elite or the Razer controllers. You do have anti-friction rings, so you're going to glide along that smooth plastic when you're at full lock. And the board, the PCB inside this controller, the guts, the internals, are a stock Dualsense controller, so I'm not going to test things like performance of the thumbstick modules and GPT or gamepad tester because they are the stock Dualsense potentiometer thumbstick modules. Same thing with testing things like the input lag or delay. It's a stock Sony board, so we know it's going to be 4 milliseconds stock and under 1 overclocked, but we are going to transition back over to the PC so I can give you my verdict as far as should you buy one of these controllers from GG. Now I do have their Dualsense Edge custom right over here, which I reviewed just a couple of days ago. That review will be linked in the description below. You do have a zippered section up here, although I do not recommend putting your cable in there. Just keep it up top, because when you close the carrying case, it actually cocks out your thumbsticks at an awkward angle, which can speed up the problem of getting stick drift. Now this controller is freakishly light, and that is because the rumbles are removed, as they like to call them on the website, which is actually the haptic feedback motors, but this is super light, so I'm thinking maybe the adaptive trigger motors, yep, they're also removed. You know how I know? Because this doesn't have an on-off trigger lock or stop system, which I strongly prefer. This is going to be always engaged, constant digital mechanical mouse click, which in that aspect or regard is very quick to actuate with only about a millimeter of squeeze, I would say. The plastics used feel pretty damn good. They're not freakishly loud. I just really wish that you could engage and turn these bad boys off so you could use this controller for a racing game or one of those Sony exclusives where you need to hold the trigger at a certain amount for a mini game. But if you're using this for straight up shooters on the PC, you don't give a mother truck about that, and this would be perfect. Now the owner in Discord did mention that he is considering moving the rear button layout or design, but their current layout, which is not customizable like Battle Beaver, where you can select multiple drill points in the rear shell where they can place those rear buttons, I do have to hold the controller with a little bit of a modified grip in order to cover all 4 of the buttons simultaneously and comfortably, because how I would naturally like to hold the controller is like this, but as you can see, the tips of my fingers are not hitting these bottom buttons. Now I can use the meat of my middle finger to hit these top or inner buttons, but I'm missing these guys. And then if I hold it like this, I can hit the bottom with the tip, but then my middle finger isn't hiked up into the crease where it, you know, where you're supposed to hold the fucking controller. Ergonomics 101. How do you hold a damn controller? Actually, that's a video I should do because I want to do a little poll. I've heard some people actually hold a controller like this. That's insane. That would actually make it to where it's pointless to have a 4-button controller because you cannot cover all, well, I guess with the ring finger if you're fucking crazy. Their current rear button layout or design I do not have a problem with. I will say they're pretty gosh darn loud and do require a good amount of strength to hit. Also, the shape of the buttons is very similar to Hyper's. I don't really like. I wish they were a little bit more flush with the rear shell, but this kit doesn't have different button options, so this is what you're gonna have. The splatter grips not only look phenomenal, but they feel super grippy and really nice on the hand. Also, the shell is a soft touch rubberized material, which I love. Yes, the front faceplate is also a rubberized soft touch material. And as far as the quality of the hydro dipping, it is good, not great. There's no parts where the scale got weird or it got warped or anything, but you can tell that it's not a very bright, vibrant print. It actually looks pretty good on camera. IRL, it does look like the colors are already a little bit washed or faded. Now, there's no thumbstick caps pre-installed, and unless I misplaced them or something, there's none in the box. So I was sent a controller like this, which is not a big deal because I have plenty of thumbstick caps. Okay, this drawer is usually much more organized than this. In fact, I'm embarrassed to even show it to you in this current condition, but you know, we got KontrolFreeks over here. We got some Play Vitals right here. These are generic slipovers. These are AIM. Got some Hexers down there. So as far as the pros, cons, and verdicts, should you buy a controller from GG or Good Games Customs? Well, the stock Dualsense over here, not stock, the customized non-Dualsense Edge controller, the custom stalker, that's counterintuitive and reverse counterintuitive. Anyway, this company isn't doing anything that you personally can't do in your garage with a little bit of DIY knowledge and a couple of parts off Amazon from a company called ExtremeRate or Play Vital, their sister company. But if you do that to your controller, you have no Sony warranty and no warranty period, and you could potentially screw something up on your controller. Although all the mods, custom mods on this controller are, none of them require soldering. Unless you want to be able to bind clicking down the left and right sticks to the rear buttons, then those ExtremeRate kits do require a little bit of soldering on the board. Feeling it, tasting it, touching it, playing with it, it does feel and perform exactly like a project controller that I've customized myself on the channel, which isn't a bad thing. But all the big custom controller companies currently offer a unique feature that only they do. For example, AIM's got the snap plates where you can change the look of your controller. Also has the best rubber grips I've felt and the best trigger locker stop system for the PlayStation 5 currently. Scuf has come so far since they were acquired by Corsair and now makes great gamepads for both the Xbox and PlayStation. Hyper, despite having a really bad quality control reputation over the last 6 to 8 months, does offer the cheapest custom DualSense controller with the Signature series if you don't mind going with a pre-built and not having the customization of a builder. If you do want maximum customization, Battle Beaver's where you want to stop, as you can choose the placement for your buttons, and they simply just have the most customization options, especially on the Xbox side of the house where you can have up to 6 rear buttons. But if you want 6 rear buttons on the PlayStation side of the house, there's a new company called Get a Grip, which has the 8 or 8, 6 rear, 2 on the top. But then as I'm sitting here holding this controller that I could build with parts from ExtremeRate, nothing that this company is offering is a breakthrough, unique feature that none of its competitors offer. And speaking of its competitors doing the conversion from Canada to US dollars, Canada, I'm so ignorant, Canada dollars, C-Bucks, not V-Bucks, C-Dollars. From the process of buying a controller from this company, you're going to see that the website's not very well laid out. The builder makes it somewhat difficult to see what you're actually building. As you select an option, it doesn't actually show you what you're getting. And when you do get the controller, there's really no saying if they're going to make good on that lifetime warranty. Now, there's nothing that says that they won't. I have no evidence saying that these are sleaze wads, but the fact just needs stated that this is a new company, so they don't have a history or track record of making good with their lifetime warranty, which is a huge claim. There's a reason that no controller companies other than AIM, who has the caveat of no stick drift, offers a lifetime warranty. Most controller companies offer 6 months, which is fucking hella short, or a year. That's the golden standard. In fact, that is actually bound by consumer law here in North America, although nobody is taking these controller companies to small claims court over a goddamn controller. It's wasting your time more so than theirs. Speaking of wasting time, let me just get through this verdict. As of now, there are better places that you can purchase a custom DualSense controller. Real quick, I see some comments sometimes saying, you just said that there's better options, but then you didn't tell us what the better options are. I have a best Xbox controller and best PlayStation controller video, which is all encompassing. So if you want more details about any of these premium customer pro controllers where I go in depth with part by part, component by component, these are the thumbsticks. This is the input lag or delay on PC. Can you overclock it? Things like that. Then you check out the full-blown reviews, which are usually pretty long but packed full of cream and humor. But then those like hour-long videos that have every Xbox or PlayStation company compared, their pricing, their warranties. Those are the videos that give you the answers. I can link those in the description below, or just from the homepage of my channel. It's laid out super easily, and I have like
4 separate controller playlists. One of them's tutorials, one's reviews, one of them's shorts. But if that's too much browsing, just the search bar right at the top of the channel, type in like best PlayStation or best Xbox. Boom, it's right there. It's not like a shitload of legwork. It's like 5 seconds of searching and you'll find whatever you looking for there. Sorry, I just wanted to I see these comments sometimes where people are like, you said that there's better controllers, but then you didn't tell me what it is. For the last 5 years, I've been telling you what the better controllers are, my comrade. I do think it is fantastic that this company exists, and I think they're on the right track. They're at the beginning of a solid path. They've put the right foot down forward, and I do think things are going to get better as far as the website layout. The controllers themselves are not bad, but they just don't do anything special or unique that the competitors don't, and that alone, in combination with the fact that they're a new company and don't really have a trusted track record, make it pretty hard for me to recommend to my audience, considering there's a ripe, lush, vast world of premium, custom, and pro controllers that I've had the pleasure of rolling around with for the last 6 years on this platform. Drop in the comment section below what you think of GG or Good Game My Friend Customs. They are linked in the description below if you want to check them out. It is a real guy. I'm speaking to the owner in Discord back and forth, you know, a real guy with fingernails and hair follicles growing. We have a lot in common. And he seems very genuine and sincere, and from the private conversations that we've had back and forth 1v1 or one-on-one, he genuinely seems like he wants to make good on that lifetime warranty, and their whole vision or goal is to offer custom controllers that don't fall into the same pitfalls and blunders that we've seen with companies like Hyper. I don't know, I'm whispering like they're watching the video, but like we've seen with some other custom controller companies in the past. Drop in the comment section below what you think of this controller, and also when you think we're going to get Grand Theft Auto 6, since this is a GTA 6 faceplate. I am going to guess. We got the teaser trailer, but with how slow development is at Rockstar Games and the fact that they still are spending a bunch of time with GTA 5 Online, what are we in, 2024? This is already the longest gap we've had between GTA games. I am going to say Christmas of 2026, but even that is being super ambitious. Peace. If you enjoyed the video, liking it helps it to get seen by more gamers, so this information will reach and assist them as well. Much like the back of the TV, I've got plugs for all of my socials down there in the description below. And your wallet will greatly thank you if you check the description, because there are exclusive discounts on a ton of products, including controllers, KontrolFreeks, keyboards, mouse pads, clothes, and energy drinks. And keep in mind that you, the viewer, keep this channel running. The more stallions and stallionettes trotting around the stable, the better. So mollywop that subscribe button like it owes you money, and we'll have the same amount of fun tomorrow.